Hey everyone, in this video I'm taking a look at all three of the builds of the LEGO Creator 2024 Red Dragon set with 143 pieces. This costs just $10 US. This thing is adorable and has some interesting build choices made with it, such as the macaroni arms there, which give you a tremendous amount of range of motion. The way that they're set up, you can go all the way across the torso like that. That's not something that's common, especially with simpler builds. You can go all the way back here, and of course you can rotate that up and you can rotate it down, and you can put the whole thing into a flying pose pretty simply. You actually rotate this back here. You can rotate the tail around this way, in addition to having it to the side and going up and down with it. You've got the tip here, which if you give it enough room underneath there, you can actually bend all the way down this way or bend all the way up this way, or oops, I accidentally pulled it off, but you can rotate it in, kind of curl it in like so. You can have it like curled off to the side instead. All that motion, all that mobility is surprising, again, in something that's so small. The legs down here, you've got a little bit of gap back around the back, but it's nice that all of this is rounded off. That's pleasing to see. Not as much range of motion here, except when you start like doing like so. Like, you can't, because of the bend being so tight, there's not so much that you can do as far as moving I tried to pull it forward a little bit, moving the 1 foot in front of the other or anything like that, but you can splay these apart, and the little winglets are on ball joints as well, so they can be kind of tucked in like that, or I keep doing that. I'm just being too rough with it. That's my bad, not its bad, but you can kind of fold them down like that. Instead, you can flap them when it's in a flight sort of pose. And then with the head has a lot of range of motion as well, because it can go all the way up. Look at that, all the way up there, all the way down here. And then you can also, when it's not level, then you can also turn it to the sides and also twist it, of course. And then you've got the head, or it's gonna be the mouth that can open and close like that. And then even the horns. I mean, the horns, look at this, watch. You gotta see this. Okay, there's its face, right? There's its face, cute little face. Now, when you move the horns back, it changes it. Look at that. It completely changes the look of it and the feel of it. It's got that sad puppy dog eye kind of look going much more strongly there. You can also turn this horn forward if you wanted to for some reason. Just I kind of like that, but this is how it's intended to be, of course. And you could also take these little horn finger pieces and rotate them around so that they're angling back if you want to instead. So there's a lot you can do. You can also rotate the eyes. It's a little bit more difficult. It's easier to pull it off and then rotate it and then put it back on the way you want. The only thing that I don't like about this is just how flat the front of the snout is, but that's not a big deal. It really looks like it's the front of a car there, which has its own charm to it. It looks like a classic car, like a small classic British car or something like that. It just needs the headlight covers to be put on it. But yeah, this is definitely a success of a build, even just by itself, not including the other two official options. This thing I originally thought was supposed to be a parrot, until a viewer, when I was rebuilding it on Twitch, pointed out that it's actually supposed to be a phoenix. A phoenix? I mean, I kind of see it now from the side that it's supposed to be like a raptor of some sort, but the shape of the beak and the placement of it, but it is a funny looking phoenix, isn't it? It's supposed to be cutesy, and that's exactly what it is. It reminds me most of one of the birds from the old arcade game Joust. That's what I think of when I see this. Now, can I get it into kind of a flying looking pose? It doesn't have any articulation down here. So this is mostly a statue. You can play with it a little bit. It's not the best thing to play with because some of these parts are a little bit ready to separate out. Like, this is not the thing that you'll necessarily want to give to a small child to fly around with. Maybe these will be okay. I was thinking this one. Yeah, this one's going to be a little bit loose. Yeah, just realistically for play. Not everything here is locked together. They definitely had to take some compromises to make a completely different thing with the pieces, but I think it's fine. I think it's definitely worthy of being one of the models, one of the official alternate models. Yeah, it's just, it's a small set. There's not that much that you can do with the parts in it. And so there are limitations here. It doesn't have a whole lot of articulation and motion and stuff. And I think that's okay. But yeah, all right. think that's about it for this one. Let's move on. And here's the last thing. It's a fish of some sort. I want to say it looks like an angelfish, but maybe it's more just something made up. This is pretty nice as well for, I believe this is considered the C model, the one that uses, C? No, wrong C, other C. Alphabet, letter C. Uses the fewest pieces of any of the official options here. As you can see, there's a little bit of mobility in the fins there. You can also kind of like rotate them down a little bit. You've got these back here, which can also be moved forward and backwards. Unfortunately, this is not able to stand very well. The way that it's proportioned, I would love for this to be able to just stand straight there, but it's always going to be angled back a little bit, which I guess isn't the worst thing. This is probably the worst thing right here. The fact that when you move this joint up here, it always wants to pop off because there's nothing locking that down. That's just a little bit awkward. Not the biggest deal, but probably the most frustrating thing with this. The shaping of the head is pretty nice. It's got some thickness to it. It's got some interesting hydrodynamic considerations there, I'd say. And it's also either blowing some bubbles or just spitting out some water there. In the front is the suggestion with that. Of course, you can attach something to that, use it in a different way, leave the clear pieces off if you want. But this is charming enough. And I think, again, for such a small set to include a C model with this few pieces that still looks good, I think is a further triumph for the entire set. And this was $10 US. It's 10 euros, 9 pounds UK, $14 Canadian, I believe, and 100% worth it for that. I mean, just the size of the box gives you an idea right from the start that this is going to be an incredible deal for just $10. Normally something $10 you'd expect a box half this size. There's good value here. I'm happy with it. It's cute. Each of the builds is fun. It's 6+. Each of the builds, I think, is within the realm of reasonability for people of just about any age who can handle standard Lego system bricks. So lots and lots of good here. If you like what you see, if you think that it's a good deal, you're probably right, at least in my opinion. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.